Howdy folks, TJ here. I'm pretty dang excited. I feel like a little kid in the 1980s just received for Christmas his first computer. Although back in the 1980, I actually bought my own computer. I had a paper route back when kids actually had jobs. I forgot what age I was. Let's see, 1980, I would have been 13 or 14 years old because I was born in 66. I would have had a paper route that I had previously to that, saving up for years. So I probably had my first paper route at 10, and then I delivered papers, and I saved up the money and bought an Atari 800. It was the awesome. I still have an Atari 800 behind me. I still have a CRT monitor. I still do a lot of stuff old 8-bit. But in a modern age, the Raspberry Pi has grasped, and I'm still surprised I didn't buy one of these back in 2012 when it came out, but I'm slow sometimes to respond. But when I do, watch out, because I'm all over it. But I had a lot of other things I was doing at the same time. I was an adult, I had jobs, I had other computers, a lot of things, but what are you here for? This. Raspberry 500 Plus. I thought I would take you through connecting it to my big system, showing you what I've done, turning it on for the first time, going through the motions. The only thing I won't do is sit here and type in my password. So when it comes up to stuff where I'm going to be setting things up, I may turn off the camera for just a few minutes, but then we'll come back. I've got a big, beautiful 4K TV here, 43-inch TCL brand. It works pretty well with my Amiga 1 X5000 and my Mac Pro and other computers. I even connect this Atari Mega STE to it with the help of a SCART to HDMI adapter. It's not great, but it's better than RF feed. I've got my manual, which unfortunately what they shipped with this 500 Plus is at least mine, the 5th edition, which does not include the 500 Plus. So I'm a little bummed about that, so I may need to buy, although they should give you a discount code like, hey, we're throwing in this book, but go ahead and take a little discount off of buying one from us when we have the 6th edition, which I think ships in January at some point. I see on Amazon they're selling them already. Anyway, so I've kind of peeked at this guide, but I really wanted to have the official 500 Plus so I can get all that goodness into me, but I'll figure things out, I'm sure. I've got my 500 Plus here connected. I am going to, at start, use the wired mouse that came with my desktop set. I've got the white cable mini HDMI to a little HDMI switch over here, which I hope works. This TV has 3 HDMI ports, but my other computers, this one is now, where did I connect that one? I think I connected this one to the switch box. I've got my 500 Plus connected to the switch box. Hopefully there's no switch box issues, but we shall see. I've got the power supply. Power supply is dangling down here, so we're going to plug it in, because I don't know if this thing is like a Specky and it's going to just turn on by itself or if it's going to light up. There is a power button here, so I would think everything should not do that, but we're going to plug it in together. So let's go ahead and lean my old body down. I've got this connected, I hope. Well, we'll see if we get some video. So plugging in. Okay, powered up. Oh, I just saw a hiccup on the screen, and this light is turned green. Oh, there's fluctuation of colors. Oh, shit. I didn't touch the power button. The computer, does it supposed to do that? Trying boot. It flashed stuff up. Apparently I'm getting, welcome to the Raspberry Pi. I didn't even hit this button. Does it supposed to do that? So, number one, I thought the power button was here for a purpose, to turn it on. Apparently it's like a Specky. Oh, shit, now the video's out. And now this is going again. Okay, something's not right. Something's a little haywire here, but I'm not going to tell you. I don't want to, because maybe it's doing stuff for a reason. Like, you know how the Macs sometimes do something, reboot, do something, reboot. I'm up to a desktop, and there is a current. I'm going to focus in on the screen. I'm glad I didn't touch too much. Do you see that well enough? Let me bring in the camera just a little bit. You'll see less of me, more of this, but we'll focus in on the screen so you can see it a little better. So Welcome to the Raspberry Pi desktop. Flopping my flopsters over this direction. I gotta have the balls all right. If the balls aren't right, I don't feel comfortable. I gotta get it a set. Welcome to Raspberry Pi. Before you start using it, there are a few things to set up. Press Next to get started. I'm still weird about that. I didn't push the button. It's green. Okay. To auto pair a Bluetooth mouse and keyboard, please restart now by disconnecting and reconnecting. We're going to go wired for now. And this is the keyboard, so I don't need to connect another keyboard to it. So we're just going to move over here. I like the looks of it. It's a very white, colorful. It's got all of these, this is the Raspberry Pi, either 400 or 500, non-plus. And it's got all these other Raspberry Pis. It looks fun. There's little resistors and LEDs and buttons and cameras and stuff. I like stuff. So next. All right. Set country. I'm in the United States. My language, most of the time. Is there one in here that says American swear? Because I do swear a lot. But then I have some fun swears too that aren't too vulgar. Time zone, New York. No, they swear a lot. I'm in California, so are they going to have LA or San Francisco in here? So no San Francisco, so there's probably LA. Los Angeles. I'm much different than Los Angeles. I am not a showboat. Well, sometimes I could be. But I'm up in the very northern part of California where the more rednecky people are. I'm kind of a mix between that and I don't know. Anyway, use English language or use a U.S. keyboard. So I'm a U.S. keyboard. What's it saying here? Use English language? I am English. Are you talking about your English language from Cambridge where you thought up this stuff? See, now I'm confused. Use English. Of course it's going to be English. But use U.S. key. I'm guessing this is saying use the English language keyboard, but it should say use UK keyboard. I'm not going to check box that one. We'll see what happens. And watch later on, the whole screen's going to come up in like, I don't know, what's a weird language? It's something else, not mine. I'm going to hit next. Setting location, please wait. Okay, you need to create a user account to log into your Raspberry Pi. The username can only contain lowercase letters, digits, and hyphens, and must start with a letter. Enter your name, password, and confirm password. So this is where I'm going to turn you off because I don't want you to have my stuff. Okay, so I'll be right back to you. Okay, I'm back. So it asked me to put in my name. Interesting thing, it said you can't put on the name, you can't have the first letter capital. That must be a Linux or some type of weird thing. But anyway, I had to put my name in lowercase letters, or at least the first letter. So I made them all lowercase. And then I got to connect up to my wireless network. So you'll need your password to connect up to your wireless network. Or if you're wired, then same thing. And now it's saying both Chromium and Firefox web browsers are pre-installed on Raspberry Pi OS. Select the one you prefer to use. I actually prefer to use Chromium. So tick here to uninstall the unused browser. No, I've got plenty of room. Because there's some things that Chromium may have a hiccup with. So having multiple browsers is fine. So next. Update operating. The operating system and applications will now be checked and updated if necessary. This may involve a large download. I'm on fiber here, so that should be fine. Press next to check. So we're going to go ahead and click next. And this is where I may need to turn off the camera again because other videos I've watched always during the setup saying it's going to take a while. I don't know if they're on fast internet, slow internet, downloading languages. So this may take a little while. So why don't I go ahead and turn this off? We'll come back when it brings up whatever's next. But it's installing, so everything is asking. The only anomaly I've had is this. Either A is a button that when you press is on and it's not an electronic button and it doesn't have to be plugged in for it because the computer automatically booted up, which is weird for me. So hopefully this does allow me to turn on and off the computer as it should. We will see eventually, but downloading updates, please wait. So I'll bring it back shortly. All right, so it didn't take long at all. I would say 4 minutes, 5 minutes. Says system is up to date. And I'm going to go ahead and click OK. Your Raspberry Pi is now set up and ready to go. And it's got the nice little Raspberry Pi emoji icon logo. Please restart to restart your Pi so the things will take effect. So we're going to click restart. Restarting, please wait. And I did find out, because I booted up my other computer, and I've got a friend that has a 500 Plus, and he did tell me that when you plug it in, it automatically comes on. This button, when you are once plugged in and working, wow, look at that screen. It turns red when you turn it off. But, okay, now I've got to stop this recording again, unless it's a crank call. No, it's not. So I'll have to come back to you again. All right, I am back. Sorry for the disturbances, but they only take a few seconds for you. It takes longer for me. It is booted to a wonderfully blue and black. Blue and black look wonderful together. A picture of it looks like something a bit Asian, maybe a fisherman of some kind. He's got, I don't know, what do you call those, loons? Some kind of bird that maybe helps him fish. He's got his lantern here, a big old pole so he can push along and move along with some misty mountains behind it. It's a beautiful desktop picture. And then it's got a trash can right here, as well as a Raspberry Pi logo, a little world thing, which is a web browser, it appears. It does, you know, like most good operating systems will pop up and say, hey, this is a web browser, and this is your file manager, and this is your terminal. So let's just go ahead and open terminal. Terminal comes up, TJ at Raspberry Pi, so I named it TJ. That's me. Close windows. It's funny how every operating system, some are on the right, some are on the left. The close window boxes are all over the place. But anyway, that was terminal. Trash can, if I double click on it, brings up this. So you can kind of see what's going on. The file folder brings up that, but with stuff. Here's all of my, it automatically homes in on your home position. And TJ, of course, which is me. And it's got all this stuff inside TJ. Bookshelf, desktop, documents, downloads, music, pictures, public, templates, and videos. So all is there for you to peruse, which is cool. And then this one's got to be the web browser. And it's choose a password for the new keyring. I'm going to click cancel for right now because I tend not to do these password things. But we'll, if it asks again, we'll think about it. So cancel. And it's going to RaspberryPi.com. Smart. Market yourself. Bring up your own website instead of somebody else's goofy website, right? Beautiful website. I enjoyed, as a new Raspberry Pi owner, looking through this. I am testing the waters with Raspberry Pi customer support, though. So a couple of days ago, and I haven't heard back. So sign number one, maybe they take 48 hours, maybe never. But I did ask about saying, hey, was I supposed to get the 6th edition? If not, what are my options? Do you offer any type of discount or something? I've heard nothing. Crickets. So hopefully somebody does respond and looks at it and goes, yeah, that poor schmuck just spent almost $300 on this. Let's give him a little coupon code or something. At least something would be nice. Or a free PDF that you can download and have info about your computer, not other computers that are pre-yours, even though it's helpful still. Anyway, so web browser, browse your products. Pretty snappy. More info. Look at that. It's coming. Let's go to something vicious, though. Let's go to YouTube. YouTube. Now, I know I could change these keys and have them light up and do all those things. I have a lot of learning to do. And this book is not going to help me with that part, I'm sure, because the 500, the older one, didn't have all this RGB. So I'm going to have to figure that out. But YouTube.com. There we go. Let's see how quickly it brings up YouTube.com. Try searching to get started. Turn on a camera. So I don't have a camera on this setup, so no, deny access for right now. I don't want you looking and peeping at me. Deny access. So YouTube, try searching to get started, just watching stuff. So we're going to type in Raspberry. Oh, that's not good typing. I've got it at an angle here. So Raspberry. Just Raspberry. I should put, and let's click on filters and go by updates. One of my videos, I don't want to be copyright protected, but it's going to bring up all sorts of raspberry. Look at it. It's got all sorts of raspberry. Okay, let's try adding the word Pi so there's a little less. Raspberry Pi. And then we'll go to filters again and do upload date. Now let's see if I'm even on here. So far, no. There's probably a lot of people making Raspberry Pi videos. Maybe I need to key in. Yeah, there's too many. Raspberry Pi 500 plus. I'm going to do the plus as well. Mine should definitely come up now, right? But YouTube's algorithm really doesn't like small channels like mine that's 8,000 people. They want, there we go. So I'm up there. So let's go ahead and click on my video. Now I don't hear sound. Oh, that's problem number one. I didn't connect a speaker to this. So I'm going to need to make a future video. I did not connect a wire between here and my speakers. So I need to do that. But let's go ahead and skip. Let's just see if the video plays. That is me, and it's playing, and this is 1080p, I think. Well, no, that's 480. Let's go up to 1080. It's playing, and I'm not seeing skipped stuff, so that's good. So this seems like it could very well be a desktop computer that has plenty of capability for the modern man. You don't need a huge, big old computer to do it. So we've browsed the internet, we've checked files. Let's go ahead and click on this. So programming, it's got all sorts of stuff programming here. And then we've got Office Suite. I use LibreOffice daily for work on a Linux Ubuntu setup, so I'll be familiar here with that. Internet, we've got Chromium, Claus Mail, not Santa Claus, but Claus. VNC Viewer. We've got sound, VLC media player, graphics, image viewer, games. We've got some games here, which we'll take a look at in the future when I make another video. Other, KiCad, and then accessories. There's an archiver, and then there's this Raspberry Pi imager, which I'm going to get familiar with. I'll probably use this operating system for a bit, and then I doubt this is Trixie. We're going to go look here in a second, but this is not the newest one, I doubt, that just came out. But maybe it is. I have no idea. But anyway, I'm going to be using this Raspberry Pi imager to do that. There's help files, preferences, run something, and log out. Is there an about in this? Anything about programming help? I just want to know what I've got. What operating system run? There is no about that. A lot of things have help, Debian reference. I know it's Debian, but this doesn't have it. So there's probably, what's the Linux command that tells you what you've got? Oh, I don't remember. I'm not Mr. Command Line. Anyway, it is booted. So you've officially been with me, plugging it in, it automatically turning on, finding out that's what it's supposed to do. Now let's actually see if this button works. We'll end the video with, we'll push this. Okay, and it brings up this, and you can shut down or lock screen. We're going to shut down. Computer, the screen's, and it's red. And it's lost its connection. So now let's wait a few seconds. Let's see if this button turns it on, as it should. Go. I push the button quick. Green. And this now vibrated. And then it's got this screen. And it's going through the Linux stuff. Configuring Raspberry Pi. And it boots pretty quick, but there's a black screen right there. We go. We're booted up. And now this screen, it thought about something. So after that initial setup, this is now a higher resolution. You can tell everything else was larger before. Because look, that Raspberry Pi is puny now. So anyway, thanks for watching. I got to get that phone. Come back again. Bye.